Hey guys, we're going to do some more drawing together today, exploring the world of value. So we'll just jump right into it. I want to try and keep things relatively quick. I know some of the videos have gotten a little bit long, especially in other classes, so I'm trying to keep it short for you. So we're going to get started. Go ahead and put today's date. It is the 7th, right? So put the date on there, and then we're going to divide our page into 4 quadrants. We're going to draw some volumetric forms. Volumetric forms. So what that means is we're going to take basic shapes and build them into something a little bit more. Make them look like three-dimensional forms. So volumetric forms. All right. So let's start with a basic shape that has flat sides so that we can add value, and it's a little bit easier with our segmented value scale. We'll talk about that in a second. So go ahead and start with a square. And you may have done this before. Don't worry about being perfect, and I'm using a pen. You can use a pencil, pen, marker, crayon, doesn't really matter. So start with a square-like shape. We're going to make some parallel lines that go on a diagonal away from each of these 3 corners. So if this line is going in this direction, straight out this way, the line from this corner and from this corner have to follow in that same parallel fashion. They're all going the same direction, so they'll shoot off into the distance and never cross over each other. That's what parallel means. So if this one's going this way, this one also has to go the same direction. They'll continue, we'll get 2 pens here. They're going to continue going off in that same direction forever and never cross over each other. Add one more parallel line. Okay, again, they're all going the same direction, pointing straight out. Then, if those 3 lines are parallel, we want to make 3 lines that are parallel this way also. So we have these 2 vertical lines. Make another vertical line that's parallel to these lines. They all go boom, 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 the same direction. They're not tipping towards each other. Typically, students make the mistake of trying to match angles and make them line up by, I don't know, turning them somehow. Just make them go straight. Trust me, it will work. Make it look three-dimensional. So same thing with our horizontal lines measuring the width here. These ones go straight across the horizon line. This one also needs to go straight across the horizon. You might find that you drew one of your diagonal lines too long. Don't worry about it. Just let it live off on the side. It's fine for now. And as I look at this, maybe I want to squish this side just a little bit more and make that a little bit shorter. I'm not worried about these extra lines. They're not even part of the drawing. They'll just disappear as we go. So there's our cube. We started with some basic shapes. We added these trapezoids onto the side. We have parallel lines 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and diagonally 1, 2, 3. They all go parallel with each other, makes the illusion of a form. So shape is a 2-dimensional object. Form is something that looks like it's 3-dimensional. We're going to do 3 more of these real quickly, and if I go too fast, just pause the video, go back and finish what you're doing. You can come back to where we are when I'm done, or when you're done. So same thing. Start with the square, right? Diagonal lines. Whoops. Diagonal lines. Match up your parallel lines. Does not need to be perfect right now. Square, diagonals, all parallel, and then these lines are parallel. Again, if you need more time, pause, go back to it. We're going to label these once you've got all 4 of your cubes made. This one is going to be hatching, just like we learned yesterday. Cross hatching for the next one. This one we're going to use stippling. And this one we're going to use scumbling, which is another way of saying we're going to scribble. Alright, let's pretend like our light source is up on the top right side, so you can even draw a little desk lamp up here. Just like Pixar. I'm not going to try and do the sound effect when he bounces, but you get the idea. All right, so there's a light source over on the right side. And that light is shining over here. That means that everything on the left side is going to be darker because the light is shining from the right. So with a flat-sided object, we're going to use a segmented value scale. If this is our darkest side because the light is on the right, this is where we're going to put our shade. In fact, I'm going to write, let's just put a 7 on this one. All right, the number 7. So when we looked at our value scales, let me pull that out real quick. We did these yesterday. Right? Our 7 value, we can match that value with hatching on this side, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So here's our 7 here. We're going to hatch that. Lines go in the same direction. Maybe make them a little bit closer together to get a nice shade on that back side. Okay, so that matches our 7 here to here. All right, up on top, it's getting a good amount of light, so that's probably going to be one of our tints. And our tone is going to be on this side because it doesn't get quite as much light. So a tint up here, a shade over here, and a tone over here. So let's make this, we'll make this like a 5. Hatching lines across, and then this is going to be maybe a 2, so we're not really going to do lines close together. And we can make that 5, maybe just a little bit darker. All right, so there's hatching. We're creating something that looks three-dimensional by putting a shade on one side, right? A tone on another side that doesn't quite get as much light, and then a tint up on the top where the light is shining most brightly. You can get a little fancy and put a little cast shadow here. Give that a nice shade as well. 6 or a 7. But we're using hatching. We're just taking lines, parallel lines that are next to each other to make it darker. All right, you can put a little horizon line behind here to make it look like it separates off the table and there's a wall behind it. And then eventually we'll start adding additional values there. All right, so there's a hatching example. Make your drawing look something like that. A shade on this side, a tone on this side, and a tint on the top with a little cast shadow. Now we're going to move over to cross hatching. Again, this is a 7. And once again, if I'm going too quickly, pause the video, get caught up, and play the video again. So hatching, we're going to cross hatch this time. Hatching is one direction, cross hatching goes 2 different directions. Let's make sure they're covering more of that paper. I'm running out of ink in my pen. We'll see what we can do here. All right. So there's my 7. We'll put a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 on this one. Cross hatching means they go opposite directions. All right, and then a 2 here, just a couple quick lines. Drop in a table. That lamp is floating suddenly. It's already doing the bounce. All right, we can add a cast shadow. Lines go one direction. Cross them, go the opposite direction, and make it just a little bit darker than this front side. So if this is a 5, just make it a 6. All right, cross hatching. Next one, stippling. Go ahead and put that line in here, that horizon line. Separate the wall from the table. Tint on top, that's going to be easy. Just throw in a few dots real quickly. Done. Tone, going to take a little bit longer. Fill that in. And then add your dots for the shade. All right, I sped that up, so in case that went too fast, obviously pause, get caught up, and go back and do the rest. We're going to add in our cast shadow again. Drop in a medium shade, 6, 7 maybe. and just little dots. Okay, you could probably add more to that over time, but in the interest of finishing up what we're drawing, we're going to move on from there. Jump over to scumbling. Again, if it's a 2, super fast. Sorry, I forgot to put the horizon line in. The tone in the middle, scribbles all different directions. Try and make it an even value all the way across. And then move on to your shade. Now this is where we're going to scribble all the way around and spend a little bit more time. Go in and add all the rest of that. Okay, cast shadow. And just scribble that in. You still want a straight line around the edge of that cast shadow, but the scribbles live inside there. Go back and scribble in areas that leave too much paper showing and try and make it consistent. Yeah, I don't think I love that very much. This edge is not very clean, so I would go back and re-scribble around that area and kind of clean that up a little bit. All right, that's it. When you have a piece of paper with 4 different quadrants, with 4 different volumetric forms, in this case we're drawing a cube, with hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, and scumbling, that's what we're doing for today. And tomorrow we'll add some rounded objects like cylinders and cones and see how we can do that with those 4 things as well. That's it. Have a great day.